who turned my life around. His name is Jesus. He's been there with me through my ups and my downs. Seek my friend, he's Jesus, Jesus. Before you need him, my brother. Seek my friend, before you need him, my sister. Nobody knows what lies ahead. So I give you Jesus, 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 as your best friend. All your life you've been searching for peace and happiness. Let him lift your heavy burden that's weighing you down, 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 down. He'll erase your painful memories. Yes, he will. Won't you give him that chance? He died to save you, to heal you, my child. Accept him today. Seek my friend, Jesus, Jesus. Before you need him, my brother. Seek my friend, before you need him, my sister. Nobody knows, hallelujah, what lies ahead. So I give you Jesus.
Art in a sugar
Right.
The truth is there.
The scripture reminds us in Proverbs 18, verse 24, that there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. Jesus is the best friend you will ever have. He is faithful, he's loving, he's kind. He will never judge you based on your past. He will pick you up, he will brush you off, and he will make you over. Won't you trust him today? Just put your life in his hands. He is reaching out for you. Why not give him a chance today? Oh, seek my friend, he's Jesus, Jesus. Before you need him, my brother. Seek my friend. Come on, do it today. Before you need him, my sister. Nobody knows
you're there with now, she's the one that cooks, she cleans, she take care of you, she make sure you're happy.
Yes.
While the one out the road now, she just wants some money from you, you have to take care of your rent. Now when the insurance do, you have to call upon, and it's more stress on you.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to take that in consideration, saying, nothing wrong with you having two women, nothing wrong with that. But it's all, if you're married, if you're single and not married, then that's nothing wrong with that.
Really?
But married in a relationship, that's a different scenario.
So what on this, sweetie? So you're saying that if you're unmarried, it's okay if I have two women?
You can up to have 7.
Oh.
You can have up to 7. All right, there's a scripture in the Bible.
You know, so I want to asthma pump in here. God up I ever know. I want to asthma pump in
say, husband, take wives unto thyself.
Yeah.
Wives, take husbands.
You know what I find so intriguing? That Jamaican men tend to take parts of the Bible that suits their need and suits them. You know what I mean? So and my thing is too, when you're taking on 7 wives, do you have the bank book to sustain 7 women and maintain them and take care of them and all of that? I doubt that.
Every man needs to know.
And also the wives have to agree. So it's not about you alone taking on the 7 wives. The wives have to be in collusion and be in agreement with that kind of setup.
But Queen, once you financially secure that you can be able to take care of your queen them financially, spiritually, and caring. Is that about sex,
Yes.
Sex are the least in a relationship.
Well, I'm not going to say the least. It's a very important part. It's a very, very, very important.
It's important, but
yes.
That is, what? Caring is about the person more. Because if you're a man come over and say, want sex, and you say you're tired, and he's going to beat you for your sex, him not care for you.
True.
It's just sex he's interested in too. So you have to understand. Humanity must understand themselves when they're dealing with relationship. Having a relationship with a woman, but when you marry to a woman with a ring, you make a commitment to her.
Yes.
So once you get family with her kids, then your commitment is more stronger with her.
Yes.
You have a stronger bond. And for you to just get up and divorce her without a reason and to marry someone else, then that's a complication. So you have to understand. If neither with you and you don't make me happy, as what you said, then I have to figure it out, reason with you, explain it to you. And if you don't make no changes or effort to change that, then me gone.
Yes.
Right? Because I'm not going to sit down in a no relationship and be unhappy with nobody.
True.
So if you don't want to get yourself and get your act together to make it work or make the person satisfied and happy, then so let it be.
Yes.
But I'm not going to sit down there and take it. So him now with his wife, him have to find out, going back to her, giving her the car and the apartment, then he must know why I'm doing that.
Yes.
Did he hoe her? Do they have
well, I think he feels a bit obligated to her because he said in his letter that she helped him. Yeah.
Yes, I understand, and that is a gratitude.
Yes.
That is a great gratitude of his heart to show her that caring and respect back.
Yes.
Because when he was down, she was there.
Yes.
That is what you call kindness and love.
True.
But why did they divorce?
Yes.
What caused that? Well, since they divorced, how long ago did they divorce?
Yes.
And how long ago now since he decided to get back with her after his wife?
Yes.
So these are the things, he need to write and explain to you all these things.
Well, I think he needs to definitely go and do some soul searching. I think he may even need to go and do some counseling because, as I said before, he obviously is the problem in this equation because he is the one that has brought these 2 women's lives, to cross paths. You understand? So for me, obviously, he is the one with the problem, and this hop, skip, and jump from woman to woman is not going to work. And what I'm saying is that if he doesn't fix himself or he doesn't get in touch with his inner self and find out the reasons for divorcing the first wife or why he is wanting to cheat again now on this new wife, he is going to always have a cycle of this.
Yes,
if the ex-wife gone tomorrow, it's going to be somebody else and it's going to be somebody else. So is it that every time you come upon a roadblock or a problem, you're going to be cheating, you're going to divorce, get remarried? What are you doing? So for me, it's more about him finding himself, understanding himself, and understanding that, listen, you cannot go into people's lives, create a family with them, and just then, at the drop of a hat, you know what, I'm going to just move on right now, and John will start, yeah, it can't work like that.
No, it can't. You have to take responsibility.
Yes.
And know, say, hear me, all right? You go and sleep with the ex one time, that's it. Don't go back.
Yeah.
No matter where you give her, don't go back.
Yeah.
And if she call you and want something and you can give it to her, fine. But you don't hold an obligation because get through that. When I live together for much years, when I married, when I never have no kids. Now you move on, married, have kids. Stay where you have the kids, and because your kids them is the future and them are the family.
All right, baby. Thank you so very much,
love
my
is life
dear.
and life is love.
Respect every time. Thank you so
Blessed
very
be.
much. Aye. Nationwide 90 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Taking this final call before we wrap up Couples Court today. We may have to continue tomorrow because my lines are full, but I can't, of course, go into Nationwide at 5. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, Miss Kitty.
Yes, darling. Good afternoon to you.
Hi, Miss Kitty.
How are you doing?
All right.
Yeah, what is that? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I'm here.
yeah, yes. How are you?
One.
Yes,
All
yes.
right, Miss Kitty, I have a little solution for this man here now.
Yes.
The first wife, I think he should just leave her.
Mm-hmm.
Continue with the second wife. Because since she have 2 children,
Yes.
make she continue with she. Because guess what? She gets some more time already. If she start him out in life and build him up,
Yes.
and know him come back and him give her something in terms of buying her a car and
Renting her the house?
and a house. So she can't say she not get nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So it made us say it's quits then. If she start him up, if she come back now and she gets something, so
Yes.
end this up and continue with the second wife since she has 2 children for him.
Okay. All right.
I think that is fair.
That is fair. All right, my
Yeah.
darling. All is
You know,
fair in love and war.
even though she was first, but she come back and she gets something now. Can't
Yeah.
she never get no time.
All right, baby. No problem. Thank you so very much. I got to tell you, time is upon us and we got to skedaddle up and out of here. But like I said, I think the problem lies more with the man than anybody else. Also, the women, though, in it, especially the ex-wife now and the wife before, were both enablers or enabled the man to pretty much have his way, have his cake and eat it too, the best of both worlds. And so there has to be that one individual that is going to say enough is enough and you have to stop this kind of behavior. If you keep repeating the same thing, you're going to get the same results. And at the end of the day now, children are involved. And so you have to be very mindful about that and conscientious about that. Sir, I advise you to seek some counseling, seek some intervention as to why you have this type of, attitude, this flea mentality and this wanting, just to have your way. And really, to me, I find it disrespectful because if you're just going to be hopping, skipping and jumping, it's not, even if it's not your ex-wife today, it's going to be somebody else. And so you need to get to the root of why, you are acting like this. What is the reason what was the reason for your divorce? What is the reason for your cheating again now? Is it that you're a serial cheater? Is it that something is wrong? Is it that you're lacking something? You have an inferiority complex, a superiority complex? What is going on? And so I think that you have to get to the root of those problems in order to solve this problem, because if you don't, then you're gonna always have a recurrence. But having both of them, they start helping the situation. Remember, when you're intimately involved with people, any number can play at any time, and you don't want to further complicate the situation by say impregnating the ex-wife. And remember when me tell you say at them time the ella got tumble down pine yo and you come write a different letter to make that time there. So word to the wise is sufficient. Clean up your act, get your act together, decide who it is that you want. You're with your wife now, you have children, so try as best as you can to make that work. I have no problems or qualms with you being kind to your ex-wife. Indeed and in fact, she was there with you and for you and helped you along the way. But giving somebody or showing somebody an act of kindness does not mean that you have to be intimate with them. And at the end of the day, people's feelings are involved and people will get hurt, and we don't want a repeat of that. So choose where you are, or just choose to stay where you are and work it out while you're there. Find out the reasons for looking elsewhere and try to make it work as best as you can. If you are completely and absolutely sure that you no longer want to be there, you make that decision as well. But understand that it cannot be a life pattern of yours to get married, then divorce, cheat, divorce, married, cheat, divorce, because at the end of the day you're going to end up a miserable old man. Okay, so we don't want that, and we don't want the unhappiness. And when woman tears and picnics upon you is not a good thing. You understand? So you have to watch them someday. Take it to the Lord in prayer, find a nice counselor, and work on yourself. And that is going to be my judgment today. And it's going to be my time to skedaddle up and out of here, like I told you. Hope you enjoyed my show today. Thanks to all my callers for your wonderful contributions. And I do hope that he's listening and, of course, taking all of them into consideration. If you still want to continue the discussion, go to my Facebook page at facebook.com/thefluffydiva. The hour between 4 and 5 was brought to you by Eden Spa. Relax, reclaim, rejuvenate. Thanks to DJ Narity, my technical operator Damien Cunningham, my production assistant Tiffany Warren, my social media managers Lethan Grandison and Shantae Lawrence, my producer Evan A. Walters, and my executive producer Tajna Williams. I love all of you for listening, and I leave you with this one from Louise Bennett Coverley. Miss Lou, love you guys. Catch you tomorrow. Nationwide at 5 is up next.
Miss Kitty Live, sizzling every day. Miss Kitty Live, sizzling every day.
Oh, this long time, girl, me never see you. Come let me hold your hand. It is a long time, girl, me never see you. Come let me hold your hand. Feel head jump from sit down for tree top, pick up the blossom. Let me hold your hand, girl. Let me hold your hand. All right, this is the music we can't hear it. Now you see, that is the Jamaican welcome song. Come let me hold your hand. Now you have to welcome me, I welcome you. So you're going to sing with me. Come let me hold your hand. All right, yes dear. But I don't want to hear anybody say, come let me hold your hand. You see? Because you're going to pile up the culture. No matter with that. Come let me hold your hand. Come let me hold. This long time, girl, me never see you. Come let me hold your hand. Long time, girl, me never see you. Come let me hold your hand. Feel head jump close in and country top, pick up the blossom. Let me hold your hand, girl. Let me hold you. Feel and turn. This long time, girl, me never see you. Come let me wheel and turn. A long time, girl, me never see you. Come let me wheel and turn. Feel head jump close in and country top, pick up the blossom. Let me wheel and turn, girl. Let me wheel and now walk and talk. This long time, girl, me never see. Walk and talk. Hold on there, little, hold on. You see what happened? I don't want to hear anybody saying walk and talk. And when I go to Canada, I don't have any trouble with this because they naturally say walk and talk. This long time, girl, me never see. Come let me walk and talk. It's a long time, girl, me never see. Come let me walk and talk. Feel head jump close, sit down for three top, pick up the blossom. Let me walk and talk, girl. Let me walk and talk. Now we're coming to the mentor. You know the mentor that go? Da 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 da. You know that boss? Yes, man. Make me wheel and turn till we tumble down. Make me hold your hand, girl. Make me wheel and turn till we tumble down. Make me hold your hand, girl. Come on. Wheel and turn till we tumble down. Make me hold your hand, girl. Make me wheel and turn till we tumble down. Make me hold your hand.
The hour between 4 and 5 p.m. was brought to you by the Eden Spa. Relax, reclaim, rejuvenate.
Now, Bill Express is in a post office near you. Pay over 40 bills under one roof. Call 1-888-555-5555. The time by Bill Express is...
Nationwide time, 5 o'clock.
Building contractors, landscapers, homeowners, do-it-yourselfers. Let Nunes Concrete and Construction Company Limited transform your home or business with cost-effective decorative concrete products. The temperature by Nunes Concrete and Construction Company Limited, enhancing beauty and value, is
32 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 30 in Montego Bay.
The nationwide teasers are brought to you by Western Union, moving money for better.
From the Nationwide News Network, Comprehensive, incisive, tough. This is Nationwide at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Cliff Hughes.
And I'm Cecil Toms.
In nationwide news, this a woman is suing the Cornwall Regional Hospital, claiming that doctors left a gauze inside her after she'd given birth.
And the level of service that they're providing is not a good level of service. They don't know what they're doing. The Cornwall Regional Hospital Antenatal Unit.
A witness at the West Kingston Commission of Inquiry testifies that mortars dropped on the community by the security forces in the hunt for Dudas coke injured at least 3 people.
Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro is lobbying major oil producers to increase world oil prices to $70 per barrel.
The Tablets in Schools program is being audited after problems emerge at the secondary level.
Damien Crawford attempts to mend fences with some key comrades in his East Rose St. Andrew constituency.
Bank of Jamaica reports a 2% rise in remittances in May this year compared to last year.
2 Jamaican men plead not guilty to gun possession charges in the Cayman Islands.
In news from the rest of the world, Germany to spend $7 billion by the end of the year to accommodate nearly 1 million refugees.
And in sports, Bolt calls time on his season, saying he's preserving his body for glory at the 26 Olympics.
And later in our broadcast, in our cover story at 5:35, bauxite revival. First shipment of the commodity in over 6 years left the island today. We'll speak with Energy and Mining Minister Philip Paulwell.
Money Vibes is at 5:25, and in Public Opinion at 6:26, we'll ask, do you agree with Delroy Chuck's assertion that MPs have fostered a culture of begging among their constituents? Give us your comments by logging onto our Facebook page, Nationwide 90 FM.
At 6:40 in the nation's business, sitting MP loses to challenger in East Portland, while incumbent MP Hugh Buchanan retains his position in Southwest St. Elizabeth. We'll speak with them.
At 7:20, the people of Trinidad and Tobago went to the polls today. We'll get some early results from I-95 FM.
And at 8, it's Sports Nation Live with Leighton Levy.
All these and more as we take you home on air and online at Nationwide 90 FM and Nationwide Radio, jm.com. This Monday afternoon, Monday, September 7, 2015.
The Nationwide Teasers were brought to you by Western Union, moving money for better.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. The Minister of Health is facing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit from a woman who says she was subjected to terrible treatment as a patient in the antenatal unit at the Cornwall Regional Hospital in St. James. The unit caters to pregnant women. Nationwide News disclosed this morning that the recent audit ordered by the Health Ministry unearthed damning findings concerning operations at the unit. The Health Ministry has refused to disclose the full findings of the audit. But the woman who gave birth at the hospital in December last year is coming forward to tell her graphic tale. Abka Fitzhenley has her story.
The patient told our news center that she was admitted to the Cornwall Regional Hospital in December last year, where she had her son. She says days after she was discharged from the hospital, she went to a clinic because she developed a bad odor. She says doctors and nurses examined her, but didn't tell her what had gone wrong.
She just gave me a confidentiality report saying, need to go up on A&E now, come and understand how they made this a mistake here. But me constantly they asked the nurse, what happened? She not give me no answer. So me start feel scared now, me start cry, come here like, what really happened? What the cause is saying? None of my family them now come near me because it was really bad. The odor was so bad, right? And the baby, right, I had the newborn that I have, he ran through 100 Pampers within the week because whatever I had, he was sucking it from me.
The woman says the nurse at the clinic sent her back to the Cornwall Regional Hospital. But she says she declined as personnel at the facility had previously ignored and scorned her. She says she was given medication for the odor, but it did not help. The woman says weeks later she discovered that her pain and bad odor was due to a piece of gauze which was left inside her by doctors, and that after they closed the wound from her pregnancy.
I cried because I don't know what's happening. Same time now I went to the bathroom and I peed and I passed out couple gauze. So I was saying to Mommy, it looked like a saying that something well really left inside of me that caused the senting because it was some sick looking gauze. And Mommy said, no man, Katie, and you pass them out? I said, yeah, I pass them out. Some of it at that time, but me never know so one big ol' of a piece may left inside of me. So afterwards now the scents start get worse. They get worse.
The woman says her experience got even worse.
I went to the bathroom to take a bath, and I sat down over the bowl to tea, and same time I feel something pushing down. So I'm like, what is this pushing down? So I stick my finger up inside my vagina, and I felt something big, really thick, and that's how I came to pull it out. It was a big piece of gauze left inside of me. Actually was turning black when I took it out.
The woman says her attorney has contacted the hospital authorities and the ministry in pursuit of taking legal action. She says she knows of several persons, including a friend, who've had similar bad experiences.
The same experience with the vaginal gauze, the gauze sewed up in the vagina that caused the infection, caused her to smell, and her baby was getting sick from the same infection that she had. I have a friend currently now, and the level of service that they're providing is not a good level of service because it's apparent that they don't know what they're doing. Yes, it's the Cornwall Regional Hospital antenatal unit.
Abka Fitz-Henley for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, opposition spokesperson on health, Senator Marlene Malahoo Ford, says she's disappointed with the response by chairman of the Western Regional Health Authority, Calvin Brown, to problems highlighted in the internal audit regarding the Cornwall Regional Hospital. Mr. Brown told our news centre that concerns raised in the report regarding the hospital have been addressed.
At the time of the audit, a particular machine was not working at the time. But we do not subscribe to medical equipment going down for any portion of time. We try our best to ensure that they are repaired as quickly as possible. No. All the concerns have been addressed, and they were addressed a few months ago. I am satisfied that most of the issues have been addressed. As it relates to equipment is something that they go bad on a regular basis because of the use pattern. They go down, equipment go down, you repair them.
Calvin Brown, chairman of the Western Regional Health Authority. Senator Marlene Malahoo Ford says Mr. Brown's response is unbecoming.
I heard Mr. Calvin Brown's response. He is the chairman of the Western Regional Health Authority. And it was extremely defensive. The posture was unbelievably defensive. And I asked myself, if management is so defensive and more interested in painting a picture that is not in reflection, not in keeping with the realities, what can we expect? I'm so disappointed with the very defensive posture he has taken, clearly pointing to an interest in covering up and facing the harsh realities of the mismanagement at Cornwall Regional Hospital.
Opposition spokesperson on health, Senator Marlene Malahoo Ford. Efforts by our news centre between yesterday and this afternoon to contact the CEO of the Cornwall Regional Hospital, Anthony Smichael, were unsuccessful.
A resident of Tivoli Gardens today testified at the West Kingston Commission of Inquiry that mortars used by the security forces during the operation to apprehend Christopher Coke in May 2010 injured some residents of the community. The inquiry resumed today after a 2-month break. Former Chief of Staff of the Jamaica Defence Force, Major General Stuart Saunders, had testified in June that mortars were used in Tivoli Gardens to scare residents and prevent them from leaving their homes. But as we hear in this report from Cecil Toms, a witness is claiming that the mortars did more than cause shock and awe.
A civilian, Romaine Walker, testified today that persons in Tivoli bear the physical scars from the mortars dropped on the community by the security forces during the hunt for Didus.
Alright, the first set of explosions that I heard on that particular day was coming from in the vicinity of Levy Path, Chang Avenue, Derrick Path section, within that vicinity.
Right.
And each time those devices fell to the ground, the whole place was just shaking.
When you said these devices fell to the ground, you saw these devices fall to the ground?
Mr. Walker says after hearing the explosions, he climbed over a wall to check what had happened. He says upon reaching the other side of the wall, he saw 3 residents lying on the ground, all bleeding from wounds caused by the mortars.
Did you notice anything about them, each of them?
I noticed that they had received injuries from the load explosions that I have heard, because in particular Mr. Henry was bleeding heavily from the top of his head and crying on the ground, asking for help.
What about the others?
They were also crying too.
Did you notice any injuries on them?
I saw Marjorie bleeding also.
Bleeding from where?
Like on her hands and her face.
What about Rochester?
I think I saw some bleeding came in from one of his foot.
Mr. Walker also testified that after returning to his house several days after the operation, it appeared as if a bomb was dropped onto the roof of the dwelling.
Well, what I noticed was that there was this big hole in the roof. Everything that I had inside the room was destroyed.
Like, tell us what? It was
TV, radio. I had a knapsack bag containing a laptop computer that was gone.
Yes. They said gone. These were destroyed?
No, I don't see it.
You don't see them?
It missing.
Oh, missing, yeah. The other things you were telling us about, the television and the laptop, those I say were missing.
No, the laptop was in the knapsack bag.
Yes.
The television was destroyed, fan, radio. The whole place just look
like a bomb truly hit it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, another civilian, Sandra Shaw, testified today that soldiers who occupied her house stole jewelry, clothing, and even damaged the building. She says she left her home on May 18, and when she returned a week later, soldiers who had occupied the premises prevented her from entering.
When you went back to your house on this occasion, did you notice anything?
Yeah, when I look around, I have a wine rack on the break front, all of the wine off it, gone. A jewel box on the dresser, when I reverse to it, some jewel out of it, gone. Some item of new clothing that were in the plastic, gone too.
Now, did you see the wine bottles?
No.
Yes, anything else you noticed?
Copper tile, entering the bathroom, copper tile were broken.
And you notice any other damage in your house?
Yeah, the fan, the architect fan, it was on the wall. They took it off the wall, put it on the veranda, brought the neck, to put it through the grill to get light from next door for work the fan.
Cecil Toms, Nationwide News.
Still ahead in Nationwide at 5, Venezuela's President Maduro wants world oil prices to climb to $70 a barrel. Stay with us.
Arm & Hammer Oral Care products put the serious cleaning power of Arm & Hammer baking soda to work for you. Get that fresh dentist feeling of clean right in the comfort of your own home. The time by Arm & Hammer toothpaste is
15 minutes after 5.
The temperature by New Pack, more than just value, is...
It's still 32 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 30 in Montego Bay. Continuing the news, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is lobbying the world's leading oil-producing nations to raise prices to a minimum of $70 per barrel. Maduro arrived in Jamaica later than scheduled last week to attend the 10th Petrocaribe Summit in Montego Bay, St. James. As we hear in this report from Rashona Fitzhenley, Maduro's late arrival was due to a trip to Qatar last Friday to lobby the Emir of oil-rich Qatar to support his call for a price increase.
Maduro did not mention it to his friends at the Petrocaribe Summit in Montego Bay last Saturday, but a day earlier he was in the Middle East trying to get major oil producers to raise prices. On his official Twitter page on Thursday, Maduro wrote that the world economy needs a minimum oil price of $70 per barrel. He added that petroleum should not be used for political, biological, or economic war. The tweet was posted shortly after a meeting in Beijing with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Maduro then moved on to Doha, the capital of Qatar, on Friday, where he met with the emir for the final leg of his Asia tour. According to the Venezuela-based Telesur TV, the major goal of his visit was looking at stabilizing the price of oil. He later told Telesur that a summit of the heads of state of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, is needed to address new strategies to stabilize the price of oil. Crude oil traded on world markets today for about $46 per barrel. Falling oil prices have had a crippling effect on Venezuela's economy, which depends heavily on oil exports. Despite the troubles, President Maduro reiterated his commitment to Jamaica and the Caribbean at the Petrocaribe summit. Under the agreement, borrowers can finance up to 70% of each oil shipment at 1% interest over 25 years. But if oil prices fall below $40 a barrel, receiving countries would only be able to defer payment on up to 25% of the total cost, and the interest rate would double to 2% over 17 years. Jamaica recently bought back $3 billion of its Petrocaribe debt to Venezuela, leaving a balance of about $50 million on the books. Rashona Fitzhenley for Nationwide News.
The Bank of Jamaica says net remittances for this year came in at $173 million, a 2% increase over the figure in May last year. The BOJ says that in May this year, $120 million was sent to Jamaica from persons living in the United States. 27 million US came from the United Kingdom, 19 million from Canada, 11 from the Cayman Islands, and 13 million from other destinations. The central bank says between January and May this year, net remittances to Jamaica amounted to $812 million. That's a 2% increase over the figure recorded for the first 5 months of last year.
MP for East Rural St Andrew, the PNP's Damien Crawford, is moving to repair the relationship with one of the councillors in his constituency, the PNP's Oliver Clew. Mr Crawford and Councillor Clew have been at loggerheads. The relationship was not helped by Mr Crawford's move to reverse his decision to quit representational politics. That decision has been heavily criticised by members of the constituency executive, including Councillor Clew, who believe the PNP would be better off without Mr Crawford. The incumbent MP addressed comrades at a rally in the constituency last night.
First of all, I'm not ungrateful. When I came here and we were 7 points behind, Oliver Clew walk up and down and campaign for me. So even though me are praying, I can't hate him. I'm not ungrateful. If you don't want to see Oliver Clew on the platform, tell Oliver Clew to come on the platform. All of we are still PMP. Me go campaign to labor rights, but most can campaign to PMP. Me a campaign to Oliver Clew say, yo, only thing me I have a problem with is that I am the MP now. You can't want to be the MP when me are the MP. So the thing go right now. Other than that, all of we are friends. Yeah.
That's Damien Crawford, MP for East Rural St Andrew.
World in a Minute is brought to you by ABC Electrical, for a better choice in the electrical business, Carlong Publishers, partners in the education process, and Charles O'Connor Consulting Network Limited, leveraging financial expertise and technology to improve your profitability. The World in a Minute.
Heavy rainfall this afternoon across Trinidad has caused the country's Elections and Boundaries Commission, the EBC, to extend the voting period for today's general elections by 1 hour. So polls, which were due to be closed at 6 p.m. today, 5 p.m. Jamaica time, will instead close at 7 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time. The EBC says it made the decision after receiving reports of long lines at polling stations and difficulty by some voters in getting to polling stations as a result of traffic and flooding. Trinidad and Tobago is 1 hour ahead of Jamaica. We'll have more of the results later in Nationwide at 5.
Germany will spend approximately $7 billion to cope with about 800,000 migrants and refugees expected to have crossed into the country by the end of 2015. The announcement by the Chancellor Angela Merkel's coalition government came after Germany and neighboring Austria threw open their borders to the wave of refugees making their way north and west from the Middle East, Africa and elsewhere. Hungary has been letting the human tide move on after holding it up for days. Emotional scenes of German and Austrian civilians welcoming exhausted migrants arriving in their countries have contrasted starkly with the treatment they had received in Hungary. Hungary sparked outrage after putting migrants in holding camps, and a series of confrontations between Hungarian police and refugees were caught on film.
World in a Minute was brought to you by ABC Electrical. For a better choice in the electrical business, Carlong Publishers, partners in the education process, and Charles O'Connor Consulting Network Limited, leveraging financial expertise and technology to improve your profitability.
Recapping the top stories in nationwide news at this hour, a woman is suing the Cornwall Regional Hospital, claiming that doctors there left a gauze inside her after she'd given birth.
And the level of service that they're providing is not a good level of service. They don't know what they're doing. The Cornwall Regional Hospital Antenatal Unit.
A witness at the West Kingston Commission of Inquiry testified today that mortars dropped on the community by the security forces in the hunt for Duda's coke injured at least 3 people.
Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro is lobbying major oil producers to increase prices to $70 per barrel. I'm Cliff Hughes.
And I'm Cecil Toms.
You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com. News next, right here at 6.
The Heart Foundation of Jamaica in association with Fidelity Motors and Bumblebee presents the all-inclusive Simply Red, Friday, September 25, 7 to 11 p.m. on the lawns of Jamaica House under the distinguished patronage of Prime Minister the Most Honorable Portia Simpson Miller. Flavors by local and overseas celebrity chefs, fashion by Mission Catwalk designers, and entertainment by Freddie McGregor and Chino. Contribution $7,000. Tickets at the Heart Foundation of Jamaica and Swiss stores downtown. Also visit popupgourmet.com and Yard Ticket. Sponsored by Fly Jamaica, Ibero Star, Supreme Ventures Foundation, Best Church Chicken, Welch's Rainforest Seafoods, Man Prawn Maintenance, and Ranger Security.
So Jennifer, and where you get so much money from for buy back to school things so early? No, but wait, I'll fix a post.
No must from WorldNet.
It's WorldNet's Sizzling Summer Special for all civil servants. Get a loan up to $2.5 million with up to 5 years to repay with low interest rate of 22% per annum. Remember, if you find a lower rate, WorldNet will beat it. No security required. Call 740-8888 for more details or send us a WhatsApp or please call me at 440-6050 or you can apply online at wniconnect.com. WorldNet is everywhere. Conditions apply.
Concerned about your heart? Why not try Omega Red 1000 milligram? Omega Red 1000 milligram is high potency omega-3 soft gels. It's made from 100% Antarctic krill oil and causes no fishy repeat. Omega Red has 50 times more antioxidant effect than any other omega-3 capsules. Omega Red 1000 milligram for a healthy heart. Omega Red 1000 milligram from Jameson Vitamins. Purity is priceless. Omega Red 1000 milligram available at leading pharmacies island-wide.
Good afternoon, sports fans. I'm Dennis Brooks. Defending champions Arnett Gardens host newly promoted UWI in the first Monday night encounter in this season's Red Stripe Premier League at the Tony Spalding's complex. Arnett's coach Jerome Waite says his side has a special welcome for the university men.
You have to remind them, welcome to the elite group. You know, welcome to the high level of football in the country. So we know they will face the situation where a lot of these teams are concerned. But in the end, I'm looking forward to a competitive game.
Jerome Wade, coach of Arnett. Meanwhile, Portmore United beat last year's beaten finalists Montego Bay United 2-0 on match day 1 of the Red Stripe Premier League season. In other results, Reno beat Humble Lion 1-0. Rivoli and Waterhouse drew 0-0. Cavalier and Tivoli Gardens also finished scoreless, while Harborview and Boys Town drew 1 apiece. Usain Bolt has pulled out of Friday's Van Damme Memorial in Brussels and has ended his 2015 campaign. Bolt says he has taken the decision so he can fully concentrate on next year's Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. In a statement issued today, Bolt says he's happy to end the season without any injuries and ready to go for 2016. With Bolt absent, Gatlin will now be the star attraction in both sprints in Brussels. Hansel Parchment says his bronze medal performance at the London Olympics proved to local athletes that they can achieve great things behind the traditional sprint events. Jamaica won its first shot put medal at the World Championships when O'Dane Richards threw 21.69 meters to take bronze.
We try to diversify. We try to go into other events and try to capitalize on our strengths and widen our range. I feel we have a lot of talent at home and we can cover a lot more events and not only the sprints. I think I started some form of trend when I first medaled in the Olympics. Now when we look at the boys and girls champs in Jamaica, we see a lot more hurdlers coming out. We see a lot more people in other events like the discus and shot put. So it's really good for Jamaica to widen our scope in different events.
That's Hansel Parchment. Veronica Campbell-Brown says she's already looking ahead to the Olympics in Rio next year. Campbell-Brown, who won a 200-meter bronze at the recent World Championships, says the competition for places on the national team is getting tougher.
Absolutely, Rio. I'm looking forward to it, so I just need to make sure that I'm ready to make the Jamaica team, because as you can see, the competition is getting tougher in Jamaica, so I'm trusting God that He will help me to make the teams to be in Rio.
Veronica Campbell-Brown. President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, Azim Basarath, says he's hoping that the decision to sack Dinesh Ramdin as West Indies Test captain isn't part of a plan to target Trinidadian players. Ramdin is the third TNT player to be removed from a leadership position by the West Indies Cricket Board in recent times. Over the weekend, Marissa Aguilera, who was the long-serving women's wicketkeeper batsman, who has been at the helm of the team since 2009, was also removed, while Dwayne Bravo, who led the one-day team to India last year, has been replaced. Basarath, the outspoken WICB director, said he wasn't party to the director's teleconference last Wednesday when the decision to remove Ramdin was ratified. Ramdin was on Friday axed after just 15 months in charge and replaced by one-day skipper Jason Holder. The West Indies selection panel says Holder's appointment was endorsed unanimously by directors during the telephone conference. Jamaican jockey Chavian Chow rode a triple on Sunday's 8-race card at the Assiniboia Downs racetrack in Canada to secure his first ever Jockeys Championship title with one race day remaining. With the triple, Chow has now taken his season tally to 67, clear of the nearest rival Rohan Singh of Guyana, with only today's 9-race card remaining in the season. Serena Williams' historic pursuit of the calendar Grand Slam will face a stern, emotional test tomorrow when she faces her sister Venus in the quarterfinals. It will be the first time the Williams sisters have met at this stage in New York since 2008, and it will be their 14th overall meeting in a major tournament. Serena is attempting to complete the calendar Grand Slam. That's your sports.
Set spending and saving goals monthly and stick to your budget. The time by FX Trader is
5.
For the most advanced island-wide stolen vehicle recovery and fleet management systems at the most cost-effective prices, it has to be King Tracker from King Alarm. Call 926-0116 and discover why everyone is tracking and securing their vehicles the King Alarm way. The temperature brought to you by King Alarm, simply the obvious choice, is
31 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 30 in Montego Bay.
Good afternoon and welcome again to Your Credit Union Today, and I'm your host, Claudette Christie.
Our very special guest is Marketing Manager at Manchester Cooperative Credit Union, Mr. Michael Gottschalk. And he's here to talk to us today about back-to-school loans and other loans that the credit union is offering. Michael, good afternoon to you and welcome to the program. Is it your first time?
Yes, this is my first time. Good afternoon, Ms. Christie, and good afternoon to your listeners.
All right. I want to start off by asking you first to tell us about the special education loan that's being offered at Manchester Credit Union.
Okay, let me first of all clarify that the loans that we have on offer now for back to school. We have a very special one now. The name of it is the Money Booster Education Loan. This loan was conceptualized this year for this season, but I would love to speak about it first.
Go ahead.
This one caters to more of the secondary going over into the tertiary level. Persons can access amounts from $50,000, ranging from $50,000 up to $500,000. The special condition for this one, though, is that it has to be salary deducted, right? And rates start as low as 19.5%. So this loan basically it tries to cater to the needs of especially the tertiary level students, given that we know that the cost of the higher education is a little bit more. So we have opened up our loan offer to go as high as $500,000, and it can go towards paying tuition, boarding fees, etc., etc. And the term for this loan is 3 years. We give 3 years to repay. The other loan type that we have for back to school is our regular, what we call special education loan. This one, the maximum amount on this one is $200,000. It is for it's $200,000, but in order for you to qualify for this, members would have to be saving consistently for 1 year. The interest rate on it is currently at 19.5%. Yes, it's an unsecured loan, and the tenure is also 3 years, just like the Money Booster Education Loan.
Okay. So what are the minimum things that a person would need to have before they can come into the credit union to seek a loan?
To seek a loan, definitely. All right, first of all, based on the credit union philosophy, you know, we serve our members. So the first and foremost, that the interested person would need to be a member of the Manchester Cooperative Credit Union. So once there's membership, in terms of documentation, one would need to submit proof of income by way of, if they are employed, it would be your last 3 months pay slips, or if you're paid on a fortnightly basis, it would be your last 6 pay slips and a job letter. For self-employed individuals, they can just bring in like financial statements or any other proof to show what they earn on a consistent basis. And that's pretty much it. Depending on the type of loan that they're applying for, they might need to bring other documents. Certainly for the back-to-school season, if one is trying to access a special education loan, then they would need to submit things like maybe admission letter from the educational institution, and proof of cost such as the vouchers, anything that shows the cost of the tuition fee, etc., etc.
All right. But before we go on to talk about any other kinds of loans, though, I really have to pause here to congratulate Manchester, because I was at your awards function last week where you gave $1.2 million, I believe. Am I correct in that?
Yes,
number?
What about that?
In bursaries and scholarships to students in the parish of Manchester, and I must congratulate the credit union for doing that.
Most definitely, we try our best to give back to our students. On one hand, students would have gotten GSAP bursaries, and all these students are part of our youth savings program. So that's one of the benefits of being a youth saver at Manchester Co-op. These 17 students who got bursaries at the GSAT level to go on to high school were all youth savers. They all had consistent saving. They did well in the GSAT, and they would have exhibited some level of need. We also awarded 6 students at the tertiary level. One person got a scholarship, and the other 5 got bursaries to assist them with their tertiary level financing. And these students were also either members of the credit union or their parents would have been members. So those are just some of the benefits of being a part of our credit union family.
Okay, great. How long does it take a person who is a non-member to get a loan from a credit union? How long does it take that person?
All right. At Manchester Co-op, most definitely you would have to sign up for membership. And at the point of signing up for membership, once you indicate to us, to the member service rep, that you are interested in doing a loan, we can have the waiting time reduced to as low as a 1 week period. So within a week's period, that person can then qualify to start accessing our loans.
All right, so that person is ready for a loan. What about those who are not yet ready, but they want to build a profile? How can they? How can you help them to do that?
Sure, we encourage our members, whether you're ready now for a loan or not, we encourage you to do saving. Save consistently. We have various products, saving instruments. Some of them are short to medium term in nature, which allows you to do regular weekly deposits, such as our partner plan. What we're looking for is the consistency and building up your wealth, so that at the point when you need a loan now, we can look at that, we can assess you, we can grant you, for example, a within savings loan, a cash secured loan, that is. With a cash secured loan, the terms are very flexible, the interest rate is normally more affordable, and we encourage persons to build up their credit history by doing this kind of activity, save and access small within savings loan.
Great, Michael. Great hearing from Manchester Credit Union and what they are doing. Thank you so much for being on the program with me today.
Thank you for having me, Miss Christie, and I want to just congratulate all those students who were awarded last week at our scholarship function, and encourage persons to come in and look at our offerings that we have now for the back to school period. I spoke earlier about the Money Booster Education Loan and also the Special Education Loan. Both have varying loan amounts, so there's a product here for everyone.
Thank you so much. That was Marketing Manager at Manchester Cooperative Credit Union, Mr. Michael Gottschalk, and he was talking to us today about back-to-school loans as well as other types of loans being offered by the credit union. Your credit union today